So you have a nice camera that can shoot some kind of log. And of course, you want to take advantage of all the dynamic range you can capture, right? Then what if I told you that using the Camera LUT, Final Cut Pro takes all your precious dynamic range and throws it out of the window? Before people start writing nonsense in the comments, no, this is not the fault of Final Cut Pro. In fact, this is something you need to understand whether you use Final Cut Pro, Premiere or DaVinci or whatever. Final Cut Pro offers two ways to apply a LUT. One of them is the Camera LUT, which many people use to transform their footage from their recording color space to, for example, Rec. 709. However, today I want to make the case why you shouldn't use the Camera LUT. Additionally, this could also explain why you're struggling with color grading log-encoded footage in the first place. So let's have a look at why you shouldn't use it, what you should do instead, and what's wrong with using the Camera LUT in the first place. To do that, let me ask you a question. Have you ever wondered why sometimes your color adjustments don't look quite right, even though you did the exact same things as you always do? Okay then, the devil's in the details. For example, when looking at this comparison, you can see that both versions vary in brightness, contrast, and also color rendition a bit. If we jump into Final Cut Pro, however, you can see that both clips have the exact same adjustments on them. Here's the first clip, and if you don't believe me, here are the numeric values, so the only things I did is adjust the temperature and the tint, and the global wheel. As you can see, negative 0.05. Let's go to the other clip and have a look at the color wheels there. So you can see the white balance is the same and the global offset negative 0.05. Again, I go back to the inspector, and as you can see, both clips carry the exact same adjustments. Also, pay attention to the LUT. This is the same as well. So let me ask you, did you catch the difference? Well, if you're a regular viewer of the channel, you know what I'm gonna rave about. Let's have a look. Moving to the second clip, here you can see the color wheels adjustment is applied after the LUT. This is where all the difference comes from. To prove I'm not making this up, I will just grab the color wheels adjustment and throw it before the LUT. You can see the image changes immediately, and if we have a look at the other clip, it's exactly the same now. If I change that back and throw the color wheels adjustment after the LUT, you can see the image changes again, and it differs from the other clip. Again, have a look at how huge the difference is. Before the LUT, after the LUT. This concept is called signal chain hierarchy. It basically means it does not only matter what you do, but also in which order you do it. If you want to learn more about that, I have a whole playlist on my channel dedicated to signal chain hierarchy. But let's only focus on what you need to know now. In the inspector, the video signal flows from top to bottom, which means adjustments at the top of the inspector get processed first, and adjustments at the bottom of the inspector get processed after them. It's as simple as that. The next thing we need to talk about is something that can literally make or break your color grade, or at least your mood during color grading. So it's crucial to understand this. As we just learned, the order in which we apply adjustments matters. So let me ask you a question. If I apply an instance of color wheels, go in there, and crush the offset, so all the information is gone. Even further still, and here we go. Can I bring it back after this adjustment? Well, let's have a look. I apply another instance of color wheels, and I do the exact opposite. I take the offset and boost it up. Up and up and up. And as you can see, everything just comes back. Okay, so that's confusing. Does this mean the order doesn't matter after all? No, again, the devil's in the details. To understand this better, let's have a look at these two clips. I have the same shot of a color checker 2 times. This one was exposed according to the white paper for S-Log 3. The other one, I overexposed a bit, or I exposed it to the right. But if we pay attention to the Luma waveform, you can see nothing is clipped. All the information is there just fine. This time we throw a LUT into the mix. So I go to the first clip and apply a custom LUT effect. Then I go into the inspector and choose the LUT according to this clip. So I shot it on Sony, S-Log 3, S-Gamma3.Cine. By the way, if you're on the lookout for solid color space transformation LUTs, my Cam2Rec LUTs are completely free and feature pretty much every camera brand. The link is in the video description. Back to the topic. Let's apply the same LUT to both clips. So I select this one, and as you can see, the shot exposed according to the white paper looks just fine. Then I take this custom LUT effect and apply it to the other clip as well. As expected, we need to pull back the exposure, so I add an instance of color wheels, go in there, and lower the offset. But you can see something strange happens here. It doesn't look quite right. And if you're using a camera LUT, I bet you've been there, especially with overexposed footage. Okay then, what's going on? To solve this, I will duplicate this clip so we can compare it, and I move my color wheels adjustment before the LUT. As you can see, everything falls into place just wonderfully. Let's compare it to the version we just created. This is the adjustment after the LUT, and this is the adjustment before the LUT. It's a difference like night and day. Furthermore, if I go into the color wheels and play around with the offset, you can see the footage reacts accordingly. What we just discovered is that some adjustments are destructive and some adjustments are non-destructive. Like color wheels, for example. I could crush everything with one instance of color wheels, but I was still able to bring everything back with another instance of color wheels. This makes it a non-destructive adjustment. LUTs are different in that regard. As you just saw, I'm able to pull back the exposure just fine before the LUT, but not after the LUT. Once something is clipped by the LUT, you cannot bring it back. This makes LUTs destructive adjustments. The reason why this happens is beyond the scope of this video, and frankly, you don't really need to understand that for now. It's just important that you know that LUTs are in fact destructive adjustments. The last missing puzzle piece will reveal why you shouldn't use the camera LUT. To reiterate, LUTs are destructive adjustments. Therefore, speaking in terms of the signal chain hierarchy, you always need to perform your corrections before the LUT. Otherwise, anything clipped by the LUT is gone for good. This means where the LUT is being applied is crucial, right? So then, in order to answer the question whether or not you should use the camera LUT, we need to find out where the camera LUT is being applied. Let's use the overexposed clip and I get rid of all my adjustments by disabling them. Then I go into the information tab and choose the camera LUT. In that case, it's slog3 asgamma3.cine. Here we go. If I now come back to the video inspector and enable my color wheels adjustment, you can see we run into the same issue as before. If I go into the color wheels and try to move the offset around, you can see it just does not go well. This proves that the camera LUT is being applied before all other adjustments in the inspector, which means there is just no chance to adjust anything before the LUT, meaning all your precious dynamic range, all the information your fancy camera is able to capture is already gone and there is no way bringing it back. The solution for this is, of course, stop using the camera LUT in the first place. Today we learned about a concept called signal chain hierarchy, which states that the order in which adjustments are applied matters. We also learned about destructive and non-destructive adjustments and found that LUTs are in fact destructive adjustments. In order to access all the information our camera can capture, we need to perform our adjustments before the LUT. The camera LUT does not satisfy these requirements because it is being applied before all other adjustments in the inspector. This means there is just no way we can make any adjustments before it. Therefore, my recommendation stands: do not use the camera LUT. The only time when you can get away using the camera LUT is during editing and you want to view your footage properly. But if you want to color grade your footage, do yourself a favor and don't use it. This is also true even if your footage was exposed correctly and there is seemingly nothing lost. But to find out why, you should watch this video next.